This is Dr. Maddy Roth with Roth Consulting Group and Inspire Pelvic Therapy. Yes, we changed our name a little bit because we're starting to be outnumbered by occupational therapists, and I realized we have PT in our name, which isn't quite accurate for what we're doing. But anyway, back to the show. Today we're going to talk about opening a second location and just some different thoughts on that, how it's been going so far for us. Opening a second location is very common in the ortho world of PT. There's some ortho cash pay clinics that their strategy is to have one clinician at a bunch of different cash practices, kind of in each nearby city, so people have a convenient place to go for their care. There are a couple pelvic health business owners that have multiple locations, but it's pretty rare, and even more rare to be doing actually what we're doing at Inspire. Our goal is to be able to serve everyone in the state of Michigan. So here's the state of Michigan. Our practice is on northeast side of Michigan, and our second location is going to be southeast Michigan. And then our goal from there is to have a location more northwest Michigan and then southwest Michigan. So that's my goal, to have a practice in all four corners of the state, just so everyone knows that Inspire's the place to go for pelvic floor issues, and anyone in Michigan can access one of these locations. So our second location is in Troy, Michigan, and this is near Detroit if you're familiar with the state at all. And it's about an hour and a half south of where our current practice is. So that's what I'm saying is a little bit unique in what we're doing, is we're not just opening a practice the town next door or 30 minutes away. This is a long ways away. It's on a different part of the state. We're going to be totally capturing a new population. So my vision with this is, because we're a specialty, I feel that we don't want to be McDonald's. I love McDonald's. Nothing against them, but we don't want to be on every road. People are still going to have to drive a good hour and a half to go to an Inspire clinic a lot of the time if they don't live in the area, and that's fine. We currently get people that drive 2 hours to see us. We get people from the west side of the state, from Grand Rapids, that come and see us in Saginaw, and now that's a little far, 2.5 hours. That's a hike for people to be coming to see us. So anyway, hopefully with this format, people will be driving maybe an hour to come see us, but they can access one of those four in the state. So that's my vision. It could change as we go on. I know it's going to get more complicated as we grow bigger, but I just had the realization that pelvic health obviously is hard to access, and people don't know where to go. People don't even maybe know they have issues. And so hopefully this is going to improve access to everyone in the state of Michigan. Another thought, just from a business owner's perspective, is when I look at our Saginaw campus, where do our referrals come from? Almost all of our referrals, we get some doctor referrals, but the majority of our referrals are all from online. Google search, Facebook, Instagram, ads. It's all online, which is sweet, because now we're finding that people think in order to scale your business, you need to have an online business. But really, I'm able to scale my in-person brick and mortar practice because of this technological society we live in. So I'm able to scale to really anywhere. I can put a practice in a different state, but Troy was my first little project because that's where my sister lives. It's just, I do want to have some unity with our practice. I'm not going to be just saying like, good luck, Troy. I do want to go down there at least once a week. So my plan will be to go to Saginaw campus one day, Troy campus, and then my next subject is hopefully Grand Rapids would be next, and then wherever else. So kind of going to each campus one day a week is hopefully going to get everyone to stay organized here. I guess it opened up my eyes when I looked more at where our referrals are coming from in Saginaw, and I'm like, wow, why not put a practice in just a strategic spot wherever I want? Troy is great. It's a very heavy populated area. It is more common for cash services in my area. Very rural. It's small. We really have to market to a 90-mile radius in order to have enough patients to sustain 2 to 3 clinicians. In Troy, I'm marketing to like a 15-mile radius, which is so much easier. It's the month of May right now. I'm recording this. I batch my content, so this might be coming out a different time. We might have multiple locations by the time this one comes out. But we start in Troy next month, and we are already full. I've marketed for 2 weeks in Troy, social media marketing, and my therapist schedule's full. She's only part-time. She works 2 days a week. She only wanted part-time. So her schedule's just full of evals. I already need to hire another therapist, and we haven't even started there. Like, we haven't started treating patients. We don't get into our clinic in June until June. That's kind of the beauty of this day and age where technology and people are on social media. That's where they're spending their time and energy. So that's where we should be spending our time and energy for marketing. Just some thoughts on opening this second location. It's just been so amazing, really. When I opened our Saginaw clinic, I was pinching pennies, really, because you don't have any cash up front to be able to front your overhead. And there is some overhead when you open a business. We needed massage tables and lube and our rent. So I was really trying to be really careful with money. I was on a hotspot on my computer, not using Wi-Fi. And the thing that kind of stuck out to me was I bought those big yoga Swiss balls. I bought blue Swiss balls for Saginaw because they were $3 cheaper than the purple Swiss balls. And our clinic color is purple. And at the time, that was important to try to save those $3 and buy like the cheaper equipment. We don't want to be irresponsible with our money. But this time around, I'm like, I'm buying the purple Swiss balls. I'm buying the purple yoga balls. I am buying the colored dumbbells. And we got some new furniture too in Saginaw. It was all just buy, sell, trade. I got basically the whole clinic outfitted for $200 on buy, sell, trade and marketplace online. So that's been kind of the fun part, is having some capital up front to be able to get Troy going and just feeling like, wow, I was really good with Saginaw, but now I can be a little bit more liberal and get kind of more what I want within reason. Another fun thing about Troy is when I started in Saginaw, of course, I was playing admin, I was playing PT, and then once I filled up, then I hired and flipped my schedule onto her schedule. In Troy, we're just able to just go for it. So I hired an OT, I hired an admin. We're not even in our clinic yet, and they're ready to go. I've sent them the training online, and then we're going to start with some in-person trainings in June, and my therapist has evals. It's a little bit scary to think about hiring a second clinician because we haven't even started in Troy. So I'm going to see how it all unfolds, but I hate to even put more evals on my OT schedule because it's so full and there's not going to be room for treatments for these people. So it's just really exciting, and it's so much easier the second time around. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you're thinking about opening a second location, it is going to come with headaches. It's going to be scary. There's going to be issues. But as of now, it's super exciting. It's so fun, and it's so much easier, so much less stressful. I know what works for finding patients, so I'm not at ground one where my husband was like, are we going to have a food trucks and do like a big party like you did at your Saginaw clinic to try to get more patients? And I'm like, no, we did that in Saginaw. We got like one patient out of it. It was a lot of money to do. Like, we're not repeating our mistakes in Troy. So that leads me to just also trying to be careful with the second location. My biggest fear, of course, is my team and making sure the people in Saginaw feel just as special as the people in Troy. And I've got some really good down-to-earth people. Our Saginaw people are just, Saginaw is an interesting place, but they're just down-to-earth. The girls I have in Saginaw, and I was like, we're getting all new furniture in Troy. We're outfitting it. It's going to be so cute. And Saginaw has like all used furniture. And I was like, guys, are you going to be upset? And they're like, no, we don't care. Our furniture, we don't care. But still in the back of my head, I'm like, oh gosh, I just don't want the jealousy between clinics that potentially could happen. We're always testing different things. In Troy, we're going to be testing 50-minute sessions. So I don't want my Troy people to be like, what the heck? They have hour sessions in Saginaw. In Saginaw, we actually do some 30-minute sessions. And we don't plan to do that in Troy. So I don't want my Troy people to be like, or my Saginaw people to be like, what? They don't have these 30 minutes in Troy. So we test things. And it is kind of fun that I'm going to have two campuses to actually like test things. I've been really wanting to test out 50-minute sessions for a long time, but that's like a really big flip to just switch in Saginaw. So I'm like, day one, we're going to start with 50-minute sessions and see how that goes in Troy. Really excited about that right now. And we'll see how it goes. I'll let you know on the podcast how that all goes. Another issue I'm starting to anticipate is how much to nurture the clinics and how much to pull back. I don't want people to feel like they're all on their own. And because there's two campuses and my time is split, that people aren't getting the attention they need or deserve. So I'm trying to be very intentional about setting aside meetings with staff and one-on-ones with therapists, kind of bachelorette style, and making sure people feel nurtured. But also, there is a point where if you're meeting too much, there's not much to talk about. So finding that balance is going to be the next challenge for me. And I have talked with some other pelvic floor clinicians that have multiple locations and just trying to feel out what works best for them and having open conversations with staff on what they need to feel great and to perform their best. Just a few more things that I wanted to chat about. One of the reasons I'm going so far away for the second clinic, it's an hour and a half, and if we open a third location, that's going to be 2.5 hours away from Saginaw campus. And other than being like a McDonald's, we don't want to be on every street corner. But another reason is we don't want to steal patients from one of our clinics just to take to another clinic. So if we have a clinic, right now, our Saginaw clinic serves a 90-mile radius. People drive 90 miles from, it's more like a half circle, because we serve people in northern Michigan, western, and eastern. The south people don't really come up here for therapy. Anyway, about a 90-mile radius around our clinic. If we put a clinic 30 minutes from our clinic, we might get some more patients that just come to us out of convenience, or they hear about it because they see a sign in their city. But really, we don't want to pull patients away from one clinic just to another. because that's not really the purpose and what we're trying to do. Yeah, it would be nice for some patients to not have to drive 30 minutes to come see us, an hour to come see us, but we don't actually want to pull patients away from one of our clinics just to fill another clinic. With going an hour and a half away, we're able to completely serve a new area and make a difference in their lives. I'm sure I'll have more updates on adding multiple locations soon as we get into our new clinic and start rolling and get in our routine. But for now, these are my thoughts, and wish us luck. If you want to open a second location, I say go for it. Of course, you need to be a little bit careful. There are considerations, saving up some money, making sure the market's a good area for that clinic, of course. All the things, but totally support you if you want to give it a shot and let me know how it goes. You can always message me on dr.maddy_Roth. That's my Instagram handle. You can find me on Facebook. I'm Facebook friends with a lot of you guys already. Or you can email. Hope you have a great day, and I would love to hear about your business. Hit me up. We'll chat, and I want to learn from you, and I hope you learn from me. Have a good one.